So, good day. Today, we will be reporting about Tiguahanon versus Roman Catholics, promoting peace and understanding in intercultural relations. So, together with my co-reporters, Miles Obalang, yours truly, Angel Sortones, Apple Saira Rizano, Sherwin Lumakang, Luella Jane Baslao, Julina Mata, Kristen Ray Flores, Joel Rodriguez, Brian Joseph Abad, and Raymond Makapundag. So this is case study focuses on the intercultural conflict between the Tiguahanon, an indigenous group in Bukidnon, and the Roman Catholics settlers in the area. So we aim to examine the challenges, understand their perspective, and propose solutions for peace.
Background of the communities. So the name Tiguanon is derived from the word Tigua River, meaning people of Tigua. So the Tiguahanon are one of the indigenous peoples of Bukidnon, primarily residing in the municipality of San Fernando. They are known for their animistic beliefs, which involve their deep reverence for nature and spiritual world. Their strong connection to their ancestral lands is central to their identity, guiding their way of life, customs, and traditions. So the Tiguanan community continues to preserve their unique cultural heritage amidst modern influences.
So, in Roman Catholics, most Roman Catholics in the area are Visayan settlers who moved to the community many years ago. They practice Christianity, which was introduced to the Philippines by Spanish colonizers. Because of this, many of their traditions and beliefs come from the Roman Catholic Church, so they play an important role in the community and local leadership. Compared to the indigenous groups like the Tiguanon, they usually have better access to land, education, and jobs, which gives them more economic opportunities and influence.
So for the context and cultural challenges is some of the indigenous is land ownership and they are fighting for who is really own the certain lands, and also for the challenges is some of the indigenous people are being uh, lands and their ancestors generations, and also for the differing perspective is Iguahanon seeks their uh, ownership and connections to their ancestral land, and the Roman Catholic is often focused on improving communities through modern development.
Empathy and understanding. Understanding the Tiguahanan, the fear of cultural extinction, and desire for autonomy and respect. To understand the Tiguahanan, we must acknowledge their fear of losing identity, culture, and territory. To understand the Roman Catholics, view integrations as progress, desire for harmony, but may lack awareness of indigenous struggles. For the Roman Catholics, it's often about maintaining peace and also promoting development without fully understanding of indigenous struggles. Empathy means listening to the both without judgment and finding common ground and also share values like family, respect, and community.
So our group recommendations. So first, establish intercultural dialogues. So we recommended holding open conversations between the two groups. This helps clear misunderstanding and builds respect. And second is include Tiguahanon in policy making. So the Tiguahanon should be part of decisions that affect them. It ensures their voice is heard and their rights are protected. Then third one is respect and integrated indigenous traditions in local education. Teaching their traditions in schools promotes awareness and preserves their culture among the youth. Lastly, would be the promote cultural sensitivity trainings. So these trainings helps reduce stereotypes, encouraging empathy, and support peaceful living in the community.
So first is the implementation of the Indigenous People Rights Act or EPRA. So this law protects the right of indigenous people communities, but it must be enforced properly to be truly effective. And then the second is this This is important to clearly identify to protect the ancestral lands of the Tiguahanon. And the third is no, we offering mediation and legal assistance for IP land and claims. So this ensure that they have the legal support needed to defend their rights. And the last, we recommend use of exclusive religious practices during community events, and to promote unity while respecting cultural diversity.
Kaning kuan baseline kani diri sila napasa og kuan Indigenous Peoples' Rights Act na kuan ingatong 1997 para mo protect sa nature and sa mga indigenous people and kuan ancestral lands. So ang kaning achievements diri nimo makita na nagpasa unsa ang ilang naabot sugod sa pagpasa nila og kuan inganang Indigenous Peoples' Rights Act na 1997. Dira nimo makita kung pila ka communities ang naka-benefits and pila
And supporting evidence. This slide presents both news and research supporting the struggles of Tigwahanon and other indigenous tribes in Bukidnon. On the left, the news highlights the tribes' efforts to protect their culture, land, and traditions. The changes section shows progress since the Indigenous Peoples' Rights Act of 1997. Over 200 communities have gained legal entitles, improving their participation awareness in land management. However, the case description explains ongoing issues like grandgraving, displacement, and lack of proper enforcement. Indigenous rights. The research excerpts emphasizes these injustices, pointing to the need for stronger legal forms.
The conclusion of Tigwahanon versus Roman Catholic. The conflict between the Tigwahanon indigenous group and the Roman Catholic Church reflects the broader challenges faced in managing intercultural and interreligious relationships in the Philippines. At its core, the tension arises from the differing worldviews, tradition, and historical experience. The Tigwahanon, like many other indigenous communities, has deep-rooted cultural and spiritual practices that are integral to their identity and way of life. On the other hand, the Roman Catholic Church, with its widespread influence, has historically played a dominant role in shaping Filipino society, including its beliefs and values. When these two systems interact, sometimes through missionary work or community development initiatives, conflict can emerge if there is a lack of sensitivity, respect, or understanding. This situation amplifies the importance of empathy, legal protection of indigenous rights, and sustained dialogue between cultural and religious groups. Peaceful coexistence is possible when all parties recognize each other's rights, acknowledge past and present grievances, and commit to working together with mutual respect. Ultimate, Ultimately, building bridges rather than walls is the key to resolving such intercultural conflicts through education, inclusive policies, and community engagement. Society can ensure that diversity is not only tolerated but embraced as a source of strength and immunity.